So with every draft that comes along in the AFL, there's a bunch of winners and losers. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't make videos or subjects on it because they're too scared to be roasted. But I tell you what, I lost all self-esteem about me years and years ago. So I'm ready to take on any, disagreements that come in the comment section down below. Because look, I'm making one of those videos. I'm making a 2024 AFL draft. Winners and grinners. Winners and grinners. Winners and losers. I mean, look, we're all going to have our different opinions. You guys might disagree with me on this, so please don't go and threaten my whole entire family tree in the comment section down below. But look, I'm happy to have an open chat with anyone in the comments. But look, yeah, this is an interesting topic. I've definitely done a little bit of research here to go through it all. I also feel like it's semi-obvious who won the 2024 draft and probably semi-obvious who lost the 2024 AFL draft. Again, before I do get into it though, if you haven't already, leave a like on this video so I know you enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest sports content and news. But you know what? We'll start off with the first winner, the real winner who is a grinner. And that, does happen to be the most obvious one, the Richmond Football Club. Like, genuinely, who let the Tigers cook so hard? I literally just made a separate video, which you guys can go check out. It was uploaded, I think the one before this one, talking about, again, how Richmond dominated the 2024 AFL draft. And they got everyone they wanted. They wanted Lawler at 1. They wanted Smiley at 7. They brought in 2 really contested, solid clearance-winning midfielders. One of them in Lawler being an absolute magician with the footy. And then we're like, look, we don't have enough class and whatnot to put with these guys. Let's just go get Taj Houghton, who is one of the most clever players in the draft compared to Shea Bolton and Isaac Rankin, but is a better midfielder than Rankin. Again, he has that class to what Shea Bolton has with the ball use. Some of the forward sense to what Rankin has as well. It's really a match made in heaven for them. Then they went out and got the 2 key forwards that they needed in Jonty Fall and the steal of Harry Armstrong that no one really thought the Tigers were going to get. And if they got him, it was going to be at like 11. They got him at pick 23. Like, what the hell? And then Luke Traynor, he was at once upon a time projected to be a top 5 pick. The Tigers got him at pick 21. Like, yeah, if you think like that's it, like, they cooked, but that's a lot right there. Did they do anything else? Well, yeah, they ended up just trading for North Melbourne's future first, which could be like a top 5 pick. So it will go down and be established as, I think, one of the best drafts in the history of AFL. And you just hope these players do well because they look really good. They all seem to really like each other as well. A lot of them know each other. Lawler saying Smiley's one of his best mates. Houghton saying he really loves Lawler and Smiley. And then Traynor saying he loves the boys. I think Fall played with, obviously, Sam Lawler, so they definitely know each other there too. Yeah, there's a lot going on with Richmond right now, and they're the obvious winner on my list. Again, the obvious, I think, loser. I really didn't like what North Melbourne did in this draft class. I just think it was really unfortunate for them how they got put in this scenario, because we know for so long North Melbourne were really trying to trade out of pick 2. They were desperately trying to trade with Richmond again. They actually offered Richmond their future first and pick 2 for Richmond's, I think it was pick 7 and 14. That's how bad they wanted to get out of 2. And the reason they wanted to do that is because they wanted to get the best defenders in this draft, being, Alex Taru and Toby Travalia. But instead they had to stay at 2 and just go best available, which was Finn O'Sullivan, who, don't get me wrong, I'm sure they're happy with, but you could tell they really wanted to go for the defenders. And I think they were a little bit scared to take Taru at pick 2. Again, if I was them, I would have done it. But I understand, considering this guy was not long ago ranked like pick 18, it would have been a massive risk to take him at pick 2 when you've got a guy like Finn O'Sullivan there who could have been a superstar. So they unfortunately were just not able to move because so many teams knew that whatever player they wanted, they were going to get at their picks. Like, the reason Richmond didn't do that deal is because they knew they were going to get Smiley at pick 7, and that's the guy they wanted. So they didn't want to trade up to pick 2 to get Finn O'Sullivan. They didn't need to trade up to pick 2 to get Josh Smiley. They knew they were going to get him at pick 7. So that was really tough for North Melbourne. They just couldn't move out of pick 2. And And then what makes it worse is they traded pick 25 earlier on for Caleb Daniel, which was already a very bad trade. I mean, Caleb Daniel, I rate as a player, but he's worth about pick 45, not 25. And then they were stuck because they needed another key position player later on in the draft. They saw Matt Whitlock was there and they really liked him, but they unfortunately had to trade a future first for Matt Whitlock instead of, taking him with 25 that they originally had. So at the end of the day, if you do really think about it, because they didn't have 25 to get Matt Whitlock, so they traded it for Caleb Daniel. They essentially traded a future first round pick for Caleb Daniel, a man who's like 31. So they basically traded a top 5 pick most likely for a guy that's 31. Yeah, it'll go down as one of the weirder draft periods for North Melbourne. But look, it's not all doom and gloom. They needed to bring more assets into this year's draft because they're ready now. They can't be waiting till next year. They need to go now and build this talent now. They've been taking way too long in this rebuild. It's been like 5 years of top 3 picks or top 5 picks. So they need to do it now. They did. That is a W for them, but overall it was an L draft, I think, for them. Again, some other winners, obviously, Brisbane. I mean, yeah, they cooked. They got Levi Ashcroft and Sam Marshall as father sons and academy bid players like that. That is insane. Again, I know some people are saying that Melbourne took a bit of an L in this draft class. I don't say they're a winner. I don't say that they're a loser, though. I don't agree with that. I do think that Harvey Langford will become a really good player for them. And I like Xavier Lindsay. I actually thought Richmond could have taken him at 11 or 12. So, yeah, he's got a lot of injuries. Taking him at pick 9 or whatever, tiny bit higher than I would have thought he would have gone, but it is what it is. It's not a terrible move. They didn't lose this. And some people are saying St Kilda. I actually loved what Saints did. I even might have them as a winner. I love Travalia and, Taru. That's exactly who I think North should have gotten. But unfortunately for them, they couldn't. St Kilda were able to snatch them both. They're also, I think, both really Ross Lyon type of players. Instant replacement for Josh Battle with Taru, and Taru can technically do more than what Josh Battle can, or at least that's the potential to do so. And Travalia is a really good young halfback, the best halfback pretty much in the draft. So you add him in now, and look, you can even maybe move Sinclair into the midfield. So they did well. I don't understand the hate. I really don't think any team did too bad at all, other than maybe North. GWS were a weird one. Ollie Hannaford, I like that pick. Harrison Oliver, yeah, I thought that was an okay pick. And then, I mean, we really don't know anything about Cody Angove, I think his name is. I think he was ranked like number 55. Did they reach on him? It's tough to say because so many teams, love certain players, and some other team may have been willing to take him, like a Richmond later down the road. So, yeah, you could have been like, well, we got to take him now. So, I don't really count them as a loser. I don't really feel like many teams lost except North Melbourne. And I guess those teams who didn't have a first-round pick, I mean, Collingwood, I guess, any team that didn't have a first-round pick, on a technicality, lost in this year's draft. Because it is by far the most stacked draft we've pretty much ever seen. And to not have a first-round pick really hurts, especially when you see a team like Richmond have 6 freaking first-round picks. It's like, holy crap, what were we doing? And yeah, it definitely does hurt for a team like Collingwood. I mean, I guess that's semi a loser, but they got Dan Houston in, and they brought Harry Perryman in, and they've brought so many players in and just won a premiership. They're trying to top up, so I understand what they're doing. So even it's like, it's tough to give them an L, because is it really an L? Not really. So I don't know. It's all interesting. But again, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this down below. Who do you guys think were the winners and losers of the 2024 AFL draft? Don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel, my IRL/vlogging channel, and this channel for latest sports content and news. So yeah, leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.